Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a very tasty week because today we are here to discuss Kamen Rider Gavv, episode 14. That's right, we're here to talk about the Miraculous Awakening King. And yeah, it's kind of an odd name structure for this episode because it plays on the words cake and king. Caking. The Cake King and his Cake Knights. We finally get our first major upgrade form of the season just in time. And I know this won't be the last because, let's be honest, we got another 2 more episodes before the arc ends, because that's how it always is. So I wouldn't be surprised if it sometime in the next 2 episodes will be another super powerful form. Maybe there might even be your chocolate cake king. Who knows? I don't know, but here's guessing, here's speculating. But last week's episode was freaking cool. This week's episode maintains that momentum. This is the kind of thing I've been enjoying about Gavv for the hottest while. Where we left off Shoma, he was in a cliffhanger, a literal cliffhanger. In fact, actually, the term cliffhanger actually came from movie and TV serials where the main character would literally be like hanging over a cliff, and you're not gonna know if they're gonna overcome it. And if you want to know what's gonna happen, you're gonna have to tune in to next week's episode. So the term cliffhanger came from serial characters literally hanging from cliffs, sometimes in an automobile, sometimes by a rope, sometimes by a thread of their lives. And yeah, the Shoma was falling off a cliff, just like Oliver Queen in the season 3 mid-season finale. Now, naturally, the twins do the smart thing: find the body, retrieve it. I want to verify that he's gone. That's the right thing to do, because, like, how many people just, like, leave it to chance that they fell over and died for real? Far too many times. So they dispatch their agents in order to retrieve the body. Now, here's where I think it's dumb. They should have been part of the search party. And heck, considering that the fact that their granite forms are that strong, they could have jumped over the cliff themselves, just like it's nothing, and go in the general trajectory of where Shoma is, instead of having the agents just climb down the mountain. And of course, because Hanto was able to witness it, he got a head start. Naturally, by nightfall, he did find Shoma, and Shoma is still alive, just really, really hungry. As Ryan Gosling would say, "Your brain needs glucose." Your body needs lipids too. Just say, your brain needs glucose, but your body needs lipids. I'm not going to go into proteins because we all know the importance of proteins, but people forget you need fat as well as sugar. But I digress. So naturally, to go back to Sachika's place, who's been worried sick that Shoma hasn't been answering for a while. And it's like the first thing Shoma needs everyone to do is to eat that cake together. They need to eat it together. It's very important that we eat the cake together. Okay, so let's talk about the cake. Let's talk about cake in general because last week we talked about the bushel de Noël or the Yule log. Let's talk about cake as a whole. Apparently, the Egyptians are on a cultural roll on it this year because it turns out the early signs of advanced baking techniques was invented by the Egyptians, who used honey and wheat in order to make advanced forms of bread. Which, by the way, on a tangent, that's kind of the whole point of Passover in April because the slaves were in such a hurry to get out of Egypt that they avoided using levolents, and we ended up with matzah, which could also be used to make cake if you like meal it. Anyways, but the early signs of the use cake actually came from medieval Europe. It derived from the Scandinavian word kaka. I wish I was making that up. I wish I was making up that name, but it's true. I mean, the etymology sticks. It's just, in certain modern languages, especially the Slavic ones, that phrase has a completely unpalatable meaning. So I'm glad that they changed it to cake. And, in the Middle Ages, they would just use eggs, milk, and flour in order to make baked goods that could actually last longer periods of time. We're talking like months on end, including gingerbread and shortbread. And let me tell you, shortbread is very crunchy and for some reason very popular in Scotland. Hence that one episode of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place where when the hospital was being haunted by Highlander ghosts, Dr. Rick tried to appease the Highlander ghosts with shortbread and an apology. Freaking Rick Douglas. One of these days, me, Leo, Jen, and one more person need to be the cast of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Obviously, I'm gonna be Rick Douglas, and Leo's going to be Lucian Sanchez, and who knows? Maybe Jen is gonna put on like a blonde wig and dress up as what's her face? She's very forgettable. Like the female lead in the show is so forgettable. Even the actress is not. Well, let's just say for certain reasons she's not able to do the interview portions. And of course, we got Thornton Reed. God bless whoever we ended up recruiting to play Thornton Reed. But I digress. So later on, the Romans, during the Roman age, they would start using different terminologies, including the Greek word placenta, which means flat cake. I'm also not making this up. The word placenta means flat cake. And that's what they used to refer to the cakes from there on because of the flat nature of their design. And they started using like circular boards, some metal, some wooden, in order to hold the cake and decorate it and whatnot. But it wasn't until the 1800s when things started doing things a little bit differently. The introduction of processed baking powder and flour made cake a lot softer and chewier, and eventually we started using whipping cream throughout the 20th century. Now, let's talk about this cake in particular. So the very first shortcake is actually based on shortbread, as I've mentioned, and the earliest use of the term shortcake actually came from 1588 in a book titled, and I am not making this up, the actual name of the book is called The Good Huswife's Handmaid for Cookery in Her Kitchen. Yes, that's huswife as in HUSWIFES. Yeah. Middle English, pre-Elizabeth. Well, it's kind of Elizabethan era. The language is a little bit different back then than it is now. Let's remember that Elizabethan took place right between Middle English and Modern English. So here we are in the age of Modern English. That's all I'm going to say on that matter. But that's where it was first used. And basically, shortcake was basically the reason it's called short is because they use fats and such as lards in order to prevent the proteins from the actual flour from binding and causing it to rise. So because of the inclusion of fat into like butter, as we use nowadays, like the cake is literally short. So next time you think about making cheesecake, remember the graham cracker crust is all thanks to butter. And yeah. So 1847 is when people started putting strawberries and whipped cream into their shortcakes, hence the strawberry shortcake in the United States. And yeah, honestly, shortcake is supposed to be hard and crunchy. Think of a texture of a scone rather than the texture of a sponge cake or an angel cake. But it just so happens that in Asian countries, like in Japan, as it is shown in this TV series, we use sponge cake batter instead of shortcake batter to make strawberry shortcake. But the thing that is universal across all the cultures is that in the original utilization of the strawberry shortcake in 1847, because the layers are very thin, they decided to make it triple layered, and in between have a layer of fruit followed by a layer of cream, and so on, and then top it off with an additional layer of cream around the surface area with decorative strawberries, because strawberry seasons is kind of a popular thing in Western culture and spread throughout the Northern Hemisphere, and due to imperialism spread to the Southern Hemisphere as well. And as you can see, there are 3 layers of sponge cake as opposed to shortcake. And yeah, you got cake, fruit, cream, cake, fruit, cream, cake, cream, fruit. And that is our total discussion of food. So, Shoma does not get a new Gochizo like you think he would have. But, and so, because the reason why is that he needs to have the epiphany that it's the emotional bond that he had with his friends that would later allow him to make this very unique triangular Guccizo. But yeah. So Shoma never got to have cake until last 2 episodes. So here we are. Yeah. So the twins are really upset. They call him out in Granute language, which thankfully he could still read. So here we are. present day. So naturally, Hanto and Shoma try to spring into action. Sachika tries to join them, but they dissuade her. But keep in mind, Sachika tried to help out. But yeah, she was dissuaded. And it just so happens that one of the Gochizos from earlier actually spotted the street performer crab dude from the previous episode. So Hanto went after him while Shoma goes after the twins. I'm gonna go into the Hanto side really quick because almost nothing happens. Hanto encounters him and it's like, why are you hunting people? I'm just a lackey. I was sent by my masters to do the dirty work. Who are your masters? The Stomach Incorporated. They're the ones making turning humans into dark candy. They're led by the Stomach family. The Stomach family, you say? So that brings Hanto closer to the secret that Shoma's been hiding. And with that said, the dude just flakes like Dr. Zoidberg. And like, I can't wait for the epiphany that Shoma is not only a Granute, but he's also a member of the Stomach family. How is this going to affect? I'm excited for this. All right, so here we go. The main event of the episode. All right, so Shoma shows up, and the twins reveal, I'm not ruined. It's all your fault. Like, what do you mean it's my fault? You guys have been harassing me since I was a little kid. I never got to eat cake. Yeah, well, we had to eat our cake all by ourselves. Because Dad was never around, so our three older siblings never stuck around for our birthday. As soon as they gave us our cake, they went straight back to work. Brothers and sisters weren't there because Dad wasn't there because of you. And then like they tried to talk to Dad, and it's like, Dad is on a call. Dad is on a call. Yeah. So Dente, did you give Shoma that surgery because? It is very important that he gets that surgery. I need my favorite child to get that upgrade so he has a leg up from his other stupid siblings. He didn't actually say that, but you know that's what the twins were feeling. And they're like, that stupid Shoma stealing her dad with his stupid human mother. It's like, promise we will never be apart. And that's when they started having that whole Lannister thing going. Very creepy, I might add. But it's like, you do realize that, maybe if you try to make friends with Shoma, like when you were kids, when he tried to get you those flowers, maybe you guys would be friends, and then maybe your dad would be around more because he wouldn't have to worry about you trying to kill Shoma. Duh! Make love, not war. Why is it such a difficult concept for some people to understand? But naturally, like, Shoma's not having it because he's like, you're upset because our brothers and sister weren't around for your stupid birthday? You killed my mother and a bunch of other humans. You're the bad guy. You. And they're like, you're the one to talk. You're a human. You're beneath us. And they transform. They have a fight. The fight rages. And then Shoma has like an epiphany while he's lying on the ground. It's like, they don't realize the reason why I'm happy is because I have friends to share my memories with. Cake King! Cake of Kings! It's really tasty and it's covered in icing and strawberries. Cake of Kings! It's got 3 layers of cream and stuff. Try to share with your best friends because it's really tasty. It's alright. It's alright. Cake King. See? made it work. I made it work. All right. Ooh, okay. Cake King. Such a beautiful form. I want to see it standing right next to Caucasus Ogre. Like, seriously, like I want Kuhagata Ogre in his battleizer standing next to this dude in his Cake King armor because they are kings. This is so freaking beautiful. Oh man, the way the strawberry split apart, the way he's drenched in that cream, just oh my god, it's so beautiful. And he has like sort of like a lance shape designed like a one of those cream dispensers. Oh my god, that is so freaking beautiful. And like, even though the twins are trying to fire at him from afar, he's just like dodging their shots. Oh my god, this is the most beautiful fight scene ever. And then he's not alone because some of those slices on his body could split into minions, human-sized minions. I call them Cake Knights. Caknight. Get it? Because Cake Knights. And yeah, they kind of look like the cards from Alice in Wonderland, except they're creamy. And they got spears. And yeah, so the battle's more even now because you got these minions like helping fight the agents and stuff. And there's even like one of my favorite sequences how there's like this narrow passageway, and you got one of the minions like spinning his spear around, allowing Shoma to advance while being fired at, while another one sneaks in through the side to flank the twins from the other side. It is just so beautiful. And then it comes down to one last final battle against the twins, and it's so beautiful. And of course, he like charges up his attack, and it's like you got cake. And then he has a brief fantasy. What if we shared cake together? We see like little Shoma with little Sheeta with little Jeep, all three of them together, like enjoying cake together. It's so cute. But no, what has to be done has to be done. He fires his shot, and Jeep is like right there in the middle of the shot. He starts to realize, oh snap, I'm about to die. And last second, Sheeta pushes him out of the way, taking the blunt of the attack full on. And her last words to him were thank you. That leaves Jeeb without a sister. Well, technically there's still Glotta, but Jeeb doesn't have his twin sister. And yeah, Shoma falls unconscious because he's hungry and stuff. Earlier in the episode, some of Shoma's Guchizos were taken by Nyelv, who is intrigued by these little guys. And of course, both Nyelv and Hanto both witness Shoma using his caking form, with Nyelv showing great interest in how much he's grown since the last time he saw him. And of course, Hanto manages to carry him back home because the guy's hungry. Let's eat. And of course, Sachika's like, I made a full meal, but you better wash your hands before we eat. Meanwhile, Jeeb is dealing with the loss of his sister, going so far as to cut his own hair. Don't know what he's going to look like in the next episode, but I'm excited for it. And I wonder, is he going to incorporate his sister's gun with his sword play? That's something I look forward to checking out. And finally, Suga is contemplating about Hanto's progression as Kamen Rider Val. It's like, he seems very complacent. I need to figure out a way to give him more motivation. And then he is greeted by Niel saying, hello, Suga. Lightning. And that's the episode. Oh my god. First of all, I knew it, 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 I knew it. Suga and Yelv were somehow in cahoots in some way, and we're gonna probably find out in the next episode. Will Valen get a new form thanks to something that Yelv is gonna present to Suga? Maybe. But I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Plus, with Jeeb ready to go nuts, I'm curious how he's gonna go off the edge and try to get revenge against Shoma. I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 episodes he too will meet his demise just like his sister. Now, I will say this. I imagine even if both twins are defeated by episode 16, I wouldn't be surprised if fighting Yelv, Glada, and Lango is going to be much more difficult compared to the twins. Not just because they're older, but because the reason why Shoma was able to defeat the twins in most of their encounters so far was because Shoma had the element of surprise because they did not know he could produce Gochizos. They did not know what the Gochizos were capable of, and they do not know what Shoma is capable of while using his Gochizos. But as the show progresses, he will have fewer elements of surprise. Now, Longo, Glada, and Yelv are more in the know about what is going on, about what he's capable of. Even if he gets newer forms, it's the surprise won't be as lasting compared to the way it was before. But I'm really curious about Yelv's role in this show because I wonder, is he gonna betray his family as a third party? Is he gonna try to overthrow them? Is he baby face, or is he just in it for the data, Ryoma Waring? A lot this episode opens up a lot of interesting things, and yes, shout out to Achilles. This show is really trying to push the idea that Sachika might become more involved in the series as it progresses. And will she become the tertiary writer? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But it would be interesting. But if she does, I'd be interested to see what her motif will be. But I know that Achilles, my man, is really trying to push her being a Kamen Rider. Which, keep in mind, that is something I really wanted for May in Kamen Rider Saber. I really wanted her to become a Espada. She never did, unfortunately, even if there was that one episode where she had that sword. But who knows? With Jade being the very first female second rider, and us having 2 tertiary female writers before, it's more likely that Sachika could become a writer. I'm not going to hold any assumptions because, let's be honest, Toei does not have that good of a track record. But 2 more episodes for the arc. Let's see how it plays out. As for the choreography, phenomenal. I love some of the choreography in this episode, especially inside that warehouse scene. The way, getting that bird's eye view of having Shoma's minions fight the agents, that one minion that was spinning his lance so that Shoma could advance forward. I like that. I love complex dance moves like that, and I hope to see more of it moving forward. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think will happen next? And let me know what your favorite cake is. Okay, Triple XYZ. This is freaking cool form, and it's based on strawberry cake. Absolutely. Yeah, I love the design of this rider. I wonder if there will be a chocolate variant. I wouldn't be surprised because with Chocolate we did have a dark chocolate and a white chocolate variant. And, chocolate cake is a very popular dessert. So if you're going to have a strawberry cake, why not have a chocolate cake? I'm just curious how it will be incorporated into Kamen Rider Valen specifically. Now, I'm pretty sure that for Shoma, it's just gonna be a recolor of Cake King. But I really hope that if there will be a chocolate cake Gochizo, I want Valen to be able to use it as an upgrade. But I'm curious how it's going to be done differently, because so far we have is those diagonal donuts. So, let's see what we got so far. Farewell, Shira. You will not be missed much. I'd say she'll be missed a little bit. Just a little bit. Mostly for aesthetic reasons. Not a fan of her personality, but that applies to both twins. Now I really want to know what Suga's up to. So do I. Especially since I was right. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Hey, hello, Adam. I don't know if I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, because you have the X right there. Is it Adzim? I'll just call you Adam if that's okay. Bro, am I the only one that didn't prep a cake for my video? Well, I don't know if other people prepped a cake. It's just like, I like to think of this season as a challenge. I'm going, like, anything that I can make from home, I will happily try to make my own version of in regards to that episode. And by the way, this cake is keto. I actually used almond flour for the breading layers, because I'm avoiding flour. So this is in fact a keto variant of a strawberry cake. So it's safe to eat if you're pre-diabetic or just trying to lose a few pounds but still have a sweet tooth. I don't particularly have a sweet tooth, but that's why I like the fact that erythritol is a really nice substitute, because it sweetens but doesn't make it taste too sweet. You kind of like how Diet Coke sweetens the flavor of the cola a little bit, but it's still sugar free, so it doesn't overpower. Because regular soda is too sweet for me. I'm not a sweet guy. I'm more of a savory guy. As far as textures go, as I mentioned, I prefer spicy. But again, I love to cook. That's partly why, my screen name is Boken Kabuto. But, I really challenge myself for 2024 to try new recipes and challenge myself to make them compliant to certain dietary restrictions. So, drop a like for the KK. Yeah. Who knows what food I'll bring next time, if there'll be any kind of highlighted food for that. Gavv keeps peaking. It is very peak. It is really impressive. It's definitely surpasses Saber for the top 3 slot as far as the Reiwa era goes. Where it ranks with 0-1 and Geats, again, I have to wait till the end of the season, but so far, Gavv is not disappointing. Honestly, I don't hate Saber. My biggest downside with Saber is the fact that during the first arc, we just keep a repeat of Rintaro gets injured, Kenta goes out to battle. Kento gets injured, Rintaro goes out to battle until one of those two guys gets murked for a substantial number of episodes. It's that repetitiveness in those last 7-ish episodes of that 16 episode, 15 episode arc that kind of bothered me. But other than that, Saber was not a bad season, but Gavv is definitely more consistent in how good it is. Also, can I have a slice of cake? Well, maybe if you were in my neck of the woods and let me know ahead of time, maybe I might consider throwing something down. By the way, I want to throw a shout out to Leo, who did recently celebrate his birthday. And a shout out to another friend of mine who will soon celebrate their birthday. So yeah, I know a lot of people born in December. So yeah, I think this is an appropriate thing to do. I've made keto bundt cake, and a lot of people liked it. Very juicy. With all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. That's it for the comments. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. We do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gavv on Wednesdays, Bakugan Sentai Boom Boom Draw on Thursdays, and on Sundays we are finishing off Kamen Rider Gaim. We are doing Gaim Gaiden 2, Duke and Knuckle this Sunday, and next Sunday we're gonna do the final set of Gaiden in the series for now, because apparently there might be a Gaiden 4, but next week we'll include both the stage play and Gaiden 3, which was heavily promoted in Saber. See how we make that go full circle. And of course, that means next week we'll be spinning that wheel to see what season of Kamen Rider will be covering on Sundays starting in January. Will it be a Showa season? Who knows? We haven't done Showa yet. It's going to be really fun if we did. And of course, check out our latest uploaded interview. We got Sasha Craig from Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Be sure to check out that interview. It's up and running on our YouTube channel. And check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. So we already did a series of Thanksgiving movies, as well as the 2024 Wicked movie. Coming soon, we will be doing Moana 2, as well as several Christmas films, and one more additional film that is very secret. But I think you guys already know what that movie's going to be. With all that said, guys, and if you want to follow my personal content, you could find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto. And I bid you all happy rest of your week. Stay safe, stay hydrated, update emergency kids, hug your loved ones. Make sure to burn off those calories at the gym if you're planning on eating something particularly sweet. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye, guys. I can't wait to see you guys again real soon.